So in here, I've got my King's battery. This is a slimline 170 amp hour battery. It's an AGM battery. It cost me $300 or something, but that's mainly because it's slim. So it's only 110 big. Sorry, 110 centimeters wide, and then it's like 400 or 500 long. Not exactly sure. It's got positive, negative on this side, and then I've got a King's control panel up here, and a King's solar inverter, or whatever you call that. Solar MPPT controller. So the solar blanket I can connect into here and charge up on my roof, on the ground, wherever the sun is. I can plug it in here, it will charge up, it will make it all nice and steady. So this will go into the control box and then into the battery. So if the battery isn't turned on with this switch here, it's not going to charge the battery, it's just going to go into nothing. So I've got to make sure the battery's on if I charge it with solar. So the control panel, I wired up myself and wasn't too difficult, but I wouldn't recommend doing it yourself without watching a video first, because I made the mistake of wiring. I had a different switch. It was meant for a dual battery system, so you were able to put multiple batteries into it, and I wired the red and the black into it, and when I turned it on, both of them connected and it short-circuited the whole thing, and then the lead that I was holding welded the bottom of my box and also welded here before it blew the 50 amp fuse, which was quite a big fuse. So I went through two 50 amp fuses, and I'm still here to tell the tale. So much fun. So I went to like J-Car and got like a one-way switch. They normally use them on boats. It's just like I can't really explain it to you, but it's just like a switch basically with a key. You see that little key? The key goes in, turn it on, and then up the top here is my voltage. See if you can see that. So up the top there is my voltage. So I've got 12.7 right now. So 12.7 right now, which is about half. Oh, a little bit more than half actually. So on my solar control panel, it tells me what percentage the battery is at. So it's about a little bit more than full. I mean, a little bit more than halfway. And then I've also got lights as well. So there's 4 switches along here, and Kings allow you to wire up whatever you want. So the 2 end ones on here are like LED lights, stuff that doesn't draw a lot of power. And then the other stuff over here is stuff that does draw a lot of power. So you could put like a switch to, I don't even know, like a water pump or something like that. And that would require more power than a LED. So you put it on these ones because these ones have a bigger fuse. You also get two cigarette sockets and then 2 USBs as well. It's a pretty good unit. I'm pretty sure. Oh no, never mind. Yeah, so it's pretty good. When I'm working, I'll have my work toolbox here, another toolbox there, and a few more toolboxes at the back there, and it all just fits in pretty well. The fact that this was a slimline battery just makes the setup so much easier. If it was a big AGM battery that's normally like this wide, that wide or so, it just wouldn't fit as well. So that's why I went with the slimline battery. You can get lithium slimline batteries, but I just didn't want to deal with that, so I just went with the cheapest slimline AGM battery that I could get. I do have a smaller one, 120 amp, but I wanted to get the big one just in case I want to go touring in the future, because this would be a pretty good touring rig, I would think. So that's the reason I went with a bigger battery, is because if I ever go touring, it'd be fun, and I wouldn't need to charge it as many times. I'm going to get the solar out so I can show you how the solar plugs in. So this is a solar blanket from Kings. This is quite an old blanket. You probably won't find this on their website anymore. So in here I have an extension cord, probably like 3 meters or something, I don't exactly know. And then I've got the King's mat. So this one folds out like that. Look how big that is. So I can just put that on the ground or wherever the sun is. And then this has an Anderson plug to Anderson plug. So the Anderson plug goes into the solar. Simple stuff, clicky clack. That goes in. And then up here, this just goes into the solar Anderson plug. That just goes in. And now the voltage on the battery meter will jump up suddenly. So it's gone from 12.7 to 12.9. That just means there's current going through it at the moment. And then my solar charge controller is just lighting up, telling me that it's charging. To see that, I've got 13.1 volts. So this is what that control box looks like. So you've got the switches over here. I've got my lights. I've got a light here, there, and there. So 4 lights. They just turn on like that. But you can wire 3 other accessories to it, so 4 in total. Same again, so 2 sockets, 12 volt sockets, and 2 USB ports, a 1 amp and a 2 amp. So that's fast charging and normal charging. And then up here you've got your fuse box. You've got smaller fuses for the smaller things and then bigger fuses for the bigger things. So basically if anything goes wrong, one of these fuses will pop if it's the thing that I'm using, or the 50 amp will pop, hopefully before it hurts me, or anything else in here. So that's basically it. I did all the wiring myself. I only followed a few YouTube videos on how to do it. I didn't have any soldering stuff or anything like that, so I bashed the crimp together with a hammer on the ground. Probably not the best idea, but that's all I had, so that's all I used. The wiring's pretty simple. It did take a little bit of time, but it was pretty simple. It just took a little bit of time because I wasn't really used to any of it. But it is doable by itself. Look, it's even showing 14.2 right now. That's crazy. Can you see that? 14.2, 14.0? That's crazy. So that just means it's charging and it's probably getting more sun than it needs to. I haven't drawn anything out of this yet. So I haven't plugged the fridge in, or I haven't plugged much things in. I do know it works. I've plugged my phone into the USB ports and that charges fine. But I don't have anything to test the 12 volt sockets just of yet. But I would look at getting a fridge in the future, because I think that would just make touring setup better.